Hi, my name is James Andrews and I work for myself. I'm part of Team Bob and we did this Smash thing. I don't know what more you want to know.
And yourself?
I'm James Adams. I'm another part of Team Bob and I'm a software developer for Reboot.com. I've been working there for about a year, but I've been playing around with Ruby for feels like most of my life. And then there's the other part of Team Bob, which isn't here, is Ben Griffiths, who's also freelance. And his memory is sorely missed.
Yes.
So, what is Team Bob?
Team Bob was a loose affiliation of like-minded individuals who all kind of go to, well, the three of us all go to the London Reviews group, and we just pitched up at Smashed, and I don't think any of us really had a clear idea of what we were going to do, and we just
yeah, that's definitely a collection of people who had no idea what they were going to do when they were there, and hoped that some good idea fell into their lap.
So we just spent a few, we spent a bit of time playing around with different ideas and carried on from there.
And so what does Team Bob comprise? Or what does...
Philosophically?
Philosophically, yeah.
Well, we're all about an ethos of, I have no idea.
No, what was Team Bob? What did you build?
What was the hack?
Yeah.
Oh, so the hack was, so it has two names. One of them is BBC Dylan News 24 Revisited, but the other one, which is better, is Subterranean Homesick News. And so what we did is we took subtitle data from the BBC's Redux system, which has all of their programs, so it feels like forever, and we extracted that. We hacked a Flash application that was produced for a viral promotion with Bob Dylan from his video for Subterranean Homesick Blues. And so we figured out how to extract interesting words in time with what was going on with the program and inject them into this Flash video, and then we presented them side by side with a bit of trickery to make it seem a bit smoother. And yes, that was our hack.
So the main kind of bits were to kind of extract and parse the sort of XML feed for the subtitles, which are in a really weird and fairly useless format if you're trying to do something structured with them, other than just presenting them on the screen. They're incredibly repetitive, and then we pass them through various...
just a few more minutes, please. Yeah, thanks.
That's another member of Team Bob.
Yeah.
He's not very helpful.
He doesn't realise he's a member of Team Bob. He's now been...
We're all Team Bob, aren't we? We just don't know it.
Yeah.
It's like girl power.
Yeah.
So basically we pass the data to look for quite interesting words, and then have to kind of feed them live into the Flash component, which would only run for 10 frames before, well, 10 cards before it would stop, so we actually had to have two of them, one kind of hidden off the browser canvas and one that was on, and then the one that was hidden off would be queued up and kind of would be swapped over at exactly the right moment, so it's kind of impossible to tell, so it could keep going for the length of any program.
Right. Excellent. And is there any way that you can extend it now? Or use it as an interface for other things?
So one thing that we really wanted to do that we didn't actually manage was get it so that it would take the live subtitle data. There's no real reason why we couldn't have done that. So extracted the subtitle as a program was playing out, and then fed it to Bob and played the program at the same time, or maybe with a short delay.
Which would allow kind of, would allow us potentially to create a kind of Team Bob website, which would obviously be an incredibly useful application, which would allow you then to sort of say, I want to watch this video, but I want Mr. Dylan alongside kind of, assisting me with...
It really is, it's a social hack, like a social activist hack. So one of the things that I find when I watch the news is I just don't care. that kind of spirit of, you know, protest, it just doesn't exist anymore. We're all like, you know, well, as long as I've got my iPod, I don't care what's going on. But obviously, like, by tapping into the spirit of Bob Dylan and like his kind of anger at the establishment, feeding the real news from the present through the past, kind of like a time machine, then hopefully, like, it can make people like feel like it's like, you know, I should care about this issue. I should care about the person who's been kicked out of Big Brother because he could do that.
It's also subverting the whole kind of issue of the media and news and, you know, presentation of things and big headlines, you know, because you know, everything these days is sort of kind of packaged up into sound bites and you know, kind of trivialized for various different reasons. So it's just highlighting that through the medium of thought.
Another really good idea that I think you had is, did you ever watch, like, you go out on Saturday night, you get up at about 11 on a Sunday and Hollyoaks is on, but they have the signing person on digital, so we're just in the corner of the screen to help deaf people, which is great. We really wanted to be able to chroma key Bob, so we could put him in the corner of the program rather than at the side, so that he could just be there, you know, as constantly. You wouldn't even have to opt in; it'd just be, he'd be there in your face, forcing you to care about Hollyoaks, I guess, or whatever other program we want.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think those are probably the most useful extensions.
Having said that, we did try. We initially did. Well, probably my fault, but I was actually trying to do some stupidly sensible things. Not that they were that sensible, but well, James the first thing we did, James basically took the subtitles, and when we had the keywords, he did a keyword lookup and brought back images from Flickr alongside the video, and then I started kind of doing something with looking for proper nouns within the words, say people and places and stuff, and then doing lookups in Wikipedia and trying to ascertain whether they were a person or a place, and if they were a place, so we could find the latitude and longitude and plot it on Google Maps and stuff.
We
decided
to
present one thing rather than confuse the whole thing.
So we presented like the most aesthetically appealing part, but the interesting part of the hack was to take the subtitles and find the interesting words. And I think it would be really good if you could do that with live television and then have access to this like rich source of possibly related pieces. So it's like maybe related programs on the BBC or like a page from Wikipedia. So you know, like on digital TV you have this press red button, and we could like maybe populate that automatically, so just from the subtitles you could press red at any point and get like the Wikipedia page of the politician who's talking right now, or like see that on a map of the world where like the countries that are at war right now are, or you know, any of that kind of information.
Or if it's a politician talking about a particular issue, you could do a look up to see how they voted, you know, on recent bills that relate to that issue. So there's all, I mean, there is stuff that you could do.
Well, let me congratulate you as the winners of the OReillyGMT
Thank you very
hack
much.
of MAShed.
It was an honour to be chosen.
It's great stuff. Congratulations. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.